Einstein got divorced. Did you people know that? No, I didn't either. Albert Einstein, one of the greatest geniuses of all times, got divorced. They should tell you that before you get married. It shouldn't be, do you love her? Do you want to spend the rest of your life with her? It should be, do you think you're smarter than Einstein?
All right, babe, we're going to try this game. We're going to let you start it off. Let's see how many we're going to get right. Let's match them up. 0. Okay, let me try this time. All right, let's try those. Nope. All right, let's try it again. All right, babe, go ahead. You got this. All right, so 1 is right. Let's see. All right, good. That 1. That means it's got to be the green one. Babe, what is you doing? It's the green one. What? It's the green one. All right, look, trust me. It's the green one. It's the green one. It's the green. Babe, what? Oh, Jesus. All right, let's see. All right, all right. Let's try it again. All right, so we got 1. What is you doing? Babe, it's the pink one. Let me show you. All right, see, watch this. Now I got 2. It's got to be the pink one. Babe.
Oh, what the haberdasher?
Oh, God. 1. See, it was the pink one. You moved it. Now watch. Look, all right, look. Just trust me. All right, see, there's 2.
What the?
Babe. When I would do good, evil is always present with me. It's not that one, babe. It's not that one. All right. Let me be patient. All right. Let me try it again. All right. We got 1 right. Let's try this again. All right. Jeez. Now we got to start all over. All right, babe. 0. Okay. So nothing is right. The red one has got to be it. It's the red one, babe. Don't move the red.
What the fuck is that?
See, now, babe, it's the red one. I tried to tell you. All right, I'm gonna just let her figure it out because she just, all right, babe. Look, all right, listen, blue. All right, babe.
What the hell was that?
Oh my gosh. All right, go ahead, babe. Go ahead. See, you got, baby. Trust me, it's the blue one. Now watch. It's the blue one. I told you, babe. What is you doing?
Christ! Fuck!
Babe. It's not the pink one, babe. It's not the pink one, babe. Just trust me. It's the red one. We keep messing stuff up. We got to get on the same page, babe. Just trust me. We got to get unified on this. I know it's difficult, but let me see. All right, how many we got right? All right, we only got 1 right. All right, watch this. Now, watch this. 3. So it's got to be, babe. What is you doing? Come on, babe. Oh my gosh. See, babe, somebody tell her. What you looking at me for? We had 3 right, babe, but you got to listen to me. Babe, come on. Please work with me on this one. All right, all right, let me do this one. 1. All right, I told you before, it's the red one. It's, babe, oh my gosh. Now watch me get 0. See, somebody tell her.
Let me ask you something. If the rule you followed brought you to this, of what use was the rule?
Oh, now you confused. All right, it's okay. We gonna get this. Babe. All right. We tried it your way, babe. If you just let me. Now watch this, okay? So I know it's the red one. She don't know it, but I'm gonna try something. Babe, please let me do this. Oh my gosh. All right. Oh, let me see what we want to do here. No. Oh my gosh. Somebody tell this woman. All right. Watch this. 3, babe. 3. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Why won't she just listen? All right. Look. Let me try this. Babe, please just listen. Watch this. Just, babe, would you please just trust me? I know it's there, but she don't want to listen. I'm gonna do this anyway. Oh, come on, babe. Please. Every time we try to do it your way, we go back to 0. Watch this. I don't care what she said. I'm gonna do this. Watch this. I tried to tell you.
Look at the look on her face. Is that not the face of a 4-year-old spoilt little brat? If I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Modern women never grow up. They are pathologically immature. They are infants in adults' bodies. All the way through, she acted like a spoilt little brat. She made decisions purely on feeling. She just felt it was right. No logic, no reason, completely ignored her husband. No submission, no humility, no respect for him whatsoever. A spoilt little brat that was determined to have her own way and do what she felt like doing. Welcome to Women Are the Problem, Men Are the Solution. I'm your host, Paradox. In today's episode, I want to demonstrate that no matter how many times we tell women that the reason they're single, the reason they're ran through, the reason they keep getting pumped and dumped, the reason they can't find a good man is because of their attitude, their thinking, their behavior, their entitlement, them chasing the same man, them thinking that men care about their money, etc., etc. No matter how many times we tell women why they're miserable and why they're single, it doesn't make any difference, and it never will. Women don't listen. Any man of over 30 must know that. And in today's episode, I want to demonstrate the futility of trying to talk sense to women. There's a wonderful saying about how to be in relationship with women. It comes from David Dada and the book The Way of the Superior Man, highly recommended. Basically, with your woman, if she's upset, if she's triggered, if she's in a mood, don't try to change her mind, change her mood. You should know by now that you can't win an argument with a woman because she's not arguing based on the facts, evidence, reality, logic, reason, or anything like that. She's arguing purely on emotion, and you can't talk a woman out of her emotions. She thinks with her feelings. If she feels bad, what is being said is false or wrong. If she feels good, what is being said is true and right. That's how a woman thinks, and you can't argue with somebody that thinks like that. That's basically arguing with an infant, with a toddler. So what you do is you don't try to change women's minds by talking sense to them. You change their mood by being present and physical. So, for example, if your woman's in a mood, don't argue with her. Pick her up, swing her around, use your physicality to take her out of her mind.
Oh my God. I get it.
Or tickle her, or be really funny and make her laugh, or ravish her, literally. Shut her up with your Johnson. Yeah, that is a ancient technique for dealing with a triggered, upset, overly emotional woman. Don't try to change her mind, change her mood.
Correct. Thank you.
And that is exactly the approach that collectively we as men need to take with modern women. We keep trying to talk sense to them, but it doesn't work. You can't reason somebody out of a position they weren't reasoned into in the first place. You can't use reason with an emotional infant. You should know that by now. We all should know that by now. But most men don't understand what I've just said to you, that you don't change her mind, you change her mood. And to do that, you use physicality, presence, and therefore you have to be a proper man. You have to be a man with masculine presence. I would say divine masculine presence, but it actually works if you're just, a true alpha. But most men aren't true alphas. So most men have to develop divine masculine presence, which comes from not being a slave to your anxious thinking, not being a slave to your triggered emotions, and not being a slave to your sexual desires and sexual impulses. That's what a proper man is. And a proper man has the divine masculine presence to basically manners a woman into compliance. Literally manners her, like you'd manners an infant. You know how dads have that way of just looking at their children and the children behave, and mothers can't do that? Children are not afraid of their mothers, single mothers especially. The children of single mothers run wild because mothers don't have masculine presence, and most fathers nowadays don't have masculine presence. And masculine presence is enough to control both children and women, because women are effectively children in adults' bodies. I went on a bit longer than I meant to there, but let's take a look at these clips that demonstrate the futility of trying to talk sense to women, and then we'll come back at the end and we'll look at why the real problem in society is not women but men, because men have always been the responsible ones, men have always been the adults, men have always been the leaders. And it's only because of feminism and what the powers that be, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, have done over the last century, that men have allowed themselves to abandon their responsibility as the leaders and the adults of the human race. And women have done what they were always going to do if we let them, basically be children and burn the house of Western civilization down. If you left your children home alone with a box of matches and a loaded gun, you know they would shoot themselves in the foot at least, and they would burn the house down. That's exactly what women have done since we gave them the vote 100 years ago, and since women's liberation 60 years ago, and since third wave feminism, and they banned slut shaming and instituted political correctness 20 odd years ago, 30 years ago. Those three feminist movements claimed what should be male power, male responsibility, men being the adults in the room, and women went, we're the adults, we have the power, we are girl power, we can do anything men can do, yeah? And we let them do it. And what have they done? Shot themselves in the foot. They've all become 304s. They're all now promiscuous. They're all now single, miserable, soon-to-be cat ladies. The dating market is a clusterfuck. Children are Gen Z useless blobs of victimhood who cannot handle life. Pathologically immature infants, the men and the women of Gen Z. They've ruined 2 generations, basically. Late millennials, Gen Z, 3 almost, and Gen Alpha are ruined because of single mothers and feminist mothers and weak men. And because we can't really change women by pointing all this out to them, men have to step up to the plate. Okay, after that absurdly long intro, let's get into this.
You don't make enough to provide for us anymore, so we have to get out there in the workforce.
I'm sick of your crybaby bullshit.
Right, because you voted for laws that give the jobs to you instead of to us. You know that, right? You have to know about this, right? Women have been saying for decades, they've been saying, we get 77 cents on the... Women want to get paid equal. They don't want to work equal. They just want to get paid equal.
That doesn't even make sense, really.
So they went to the government and they voted for the government to make things equal. Bullshit. And now that things are equal, women have raised their standards and they're saying, men can't provide anymore. You voted for that. You know that, right?
You motherfuckers have no idea.
The government takes money from men and gives it to corporations if they meet diversity quotas. So we are being forced to pay to put ourselves out of work so you can be equal.
This sucks, and it's horseshit. But I'm too polite to say anything, because I'm a class act.
Men and women don't put the same amount of effort into the workplace, and so they get different rewards out of it. But women wanted to make it equal. But it's not because you're running faster than us, it's because you voted to redistribute the trophies. This situation is like a dog that wants you to throw a ball, but it won't drop it.
Hang on.
We want men to pay. Okay, let me go get a job. No, you can't have that. That's for women. We need equality. Okay, then go date the men who have more money. Where have all the good men gone?
That shit's fucking annoying.
I mean, you have to know about this, right? Everyone knows this, right? Please tell me that you knew this.
You actually this stupid.
You have invented a new kind of stupid, a damage you can never undo kind of stupid, and open all the cages in the zoo kind of stupid. Truly, you didn't think this through kind of stupid.
You stupid. You stupid. You stupid. You stupid. Stupid!
I don't know how else to say this, but my husband is manipulating and emotionally abusing me.
Oh man. Tell me about it. Whatever you're comfortable talking about. Yeah, I don't want you to just talk. Tell me as much as you feel comfortable telling me.
Okay, so let me just start from the beginning. When my husband and I first started dating, we had this deep conversation about cheating. He told me, clear as day, if this ever happens, I need to know straight away. If you tell me and it only happens once, I think I could forgive you. And honestly, that stuck with me. It made me feel like, okay, if I ever screwed up, at least being honest would matter to him more. Fast forward 5 years and we're married now. A couple weeks ago, there was this company party, and I don't even know how to say this, but I made a huge mistake. I slept with a coworker. I know. It's awful. It was a moment of weakness, and I've hated myself every second since it happened. That conversation we had all those years ago, it kept playing in my head. I thought, if I just told him, at least I'd have a chance to fix things, you know?
Yeah.
So a couple of nights ago, I brought it up. I asked him if he remembered those conversations we had about cheating. At first, he was like, which one? Because we had a lot of talks like that early on. So I reminded him about how he said he would forgive me if it only happened once, if I was honest. And then I told him everything. His reaction was immediate. He looked mortified. He didn't even say anything, just packed his stuff and left. I begged him to stay. I was crying, apologizing, trying to explain, but he wouldn't listen.
Right.
He said he needed to cool down and walked out. The next day, we finally talked, and I tried to remind him of that conversation, thinking maybe it would help him maybe understand why I confessed. And do you know what he did? He laughed. He was just there on the other end of the phone laughing. Then he told me that he never meant any of it. That he only said he'd forgive me back then to make sure I'd confess if I ever cheated. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I know what I did was wrong. I'm not denying that for a second, but to hear him say he lied to me, that all this time he never actually meant to forgive me, it felt like, I don't know, like I'd been set up. Now he's planning to divorce me, and he said there's nothing I can say or do to make him change his mind. And I get it. I broke his trust. But at the same time, it feels like he broke mine too. I believed we had this understanding, you know? And maybe if I knew he was lying, I wouldn't have cheated in the first place.
No. If you knew he was lying, you still would have cheated, you just wouldn't have told him. And that's what you're upset about. That's what you claim is emotional abuse. The fact that you cheated and could have got away with it if he hadn't told you to tell him and said that he would forgive you. You're kicking yourself because you could have cheated and got away with it like most women do. That's the only thing you feel abused by. And the reason you cheated is because A, and B, you're a horrible fucking person. Only horrible people break their marriage vows and cheat on their husbands or wives. You're a horrible person. So it doesn't matter what he said to you, you always would have cheated. And the evidence for that is that you did cheat, He tricked you into confessing and you broke his heart. He left you and you are casting yourself as the victim of emotional abuse.
You're right, Scoob. We're dealing with one sick bitch.
So your absolutely profound inability to take accountability for your infidelity, your betrayal, your breaking of your marriage vows shows that you're a horrible fucking person. Because you think you're the victim even though you're the cheater. This is why it's absolutely futile trying to talk sense to women. Because no matter what you say, they will not take accountability and they will cast themselves as a victim. A woman could literally shoot you in the head and complain that you got blood all over her. That she's the victim of your arterial spray. Moving on.
Do you wish more women knew about how men operated?
There's 10,000 times more going on inside the head of a man than you have any idea. He's carrying burdens that you don't have a clue about, and he don't know how to express them, and he don't know what to do about it, and he figures if he puts it out there and communicates it, he's just going to be shot down, called a fool, called weak, so he carries it inside, and you have no clue the burdens and the hell that most men are carrying inside and not even showing you. I wish more women understood that.
That's never going to happen. Ever, 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 ever in a million years. Ever.
Does anyone know what to do?
Yes!
Anyone have any ideas?
Yes!
What? About what to do?
Yes! Yes! 1,000 times yes!
Hey guys, good morning.
Here is the inconvenient truth.
And now for some rapid fire facts.
Hard times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men create hard times.
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
The hard times we're living in, the hard times in the dating market, the destruction of the nuclear family, the economic problems, all of it is because men have become weak and allowed the adult children, the infants in adult bodies that women are, the mental and emotional infants that women are, to have power and to create absolute chaos, burn the house of Western civilization down. And we have to stop expecting anything else. Women are women, women are children, female nature is what it is. That was inevitable. That's why the powers that be funded the temperance movement and the suffragette movement to get women the vote, because they knew they could emotionally manipulate the female vote and get their left-wing governments in, which they did since women got the vote in the 20s. That's why the Rockefellers funded women's studies and women's liberation in order to get women into the workforce, in order to break up the nuclear family so the state could indoctrinate and brainwash the children, which they have. Look at Gen Z. And that's why the cultural Marxist, postmodernist, Jewish intellectuals of the Zionist central banking Rothschild ilk created third waves of feminism and told all these wounded, men-hating feminists who just hate men that grape culture exists, that all men are rapists, that men are just dogs and objective, and all this nonsense. And basically they instituted political correctness, no hate speech, you can't say any of these words, you can't say those words, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't trigger anyone, everyone needs a safe space, participation trophies. All of that rubbish came from the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. And the ban on slut shaming by third wave feminism in the 90s basically created hookup culture, lonely fools, girls' trips, hot girl summer, just the explosion of female promiscuity that has literally ruined Western women. That was all come from the top, but men let it happen. We should have known that political correctness comes from Stalinist Russia. And it's a 1984 kind of doublethink, newspeak tool of mental enslavement. And once we allowed political correctness, once we allowed women to say, you can't slut shame me for being promiscuous, once we allowed that, once we stopped shaming sluts, it was over. Obviously it was over.
It's over. We are screwed.
But we allowed it. Why did we allow it? Because we're weak. Because we want the poontang. Because we don't want to upset women, because we don't want to see them cry, we don't want to make them angry, we don't want them to be in a mood. That's weak.
He's out of line, but he's right.
That is weak, and that weakness created the hard times we're living in. So we can either sit and moan about it, like most of the manosphere does.
That's not ridiculous. That's not ridiculous to say that.
Either mocking, and I'm guilty of this, mocking modern women, or arguing with them or trying to correct them, which is a complete waste of time. Or we can become strong men and create good times.
Yes! Yes!
Make it so.
That's the only solution. And I know there's plenty of men out there of, fuck society. Society has demonized me, made me out to be toxic, just kicked me on the slag heap, so I'm not going to do anything for society. I get it. I understand. That is true. Society has shat all over men for over 60 years now. But if you decide to abandon society, abandon your responsibility as a man, an adult, and a leader, then you're no better than the women that you hate. No better. You're just a fucking child. Damn! A sulky little child that didn't get to play with his toys and now is taking his ball and running away and saying, you can't play because I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. Yeah? So I'm saying this to all of the men that have looked at the modern dating market, looked at the state of modern women and decided, I'm not playing. I'm not playing this game. I'm MGTOW, so I get it. But it's one thing to be MGTOW, sulky little child, and it's another thing to be MGTOW monk, strong man, proper man, building himself into the best man he can be, cultivating divine masculine presence, so everyone he deals with, his whole circle of influence, is corrected and forced to grow up. That's the kind of man I am. And I run a men's group, I have for the last 4 years, full of men like that, who have become the type of strong man that creates good times for all those around them. That is the solution to the problem. Not giving up, not complaining, not bitching and moaning about women, because that's what women do. That's what women do. Women bitch and moan about men. So the red pill men that bitch and moan about women, and that's all you do, you're no better than women. Fatality. The red pill men that just drop out of society, the incels and I get it. You've never been loved. Women have never paid you any attention because you're not tall enough, you're not good looking enough, you ain't got enough money. I get it. It's depressing and traumatizing and horrible. But what the fuck are you going to do about it?
I can see what he's doing. I can see it, I feel it. He's cooking.
Are you just going to sulk like a little baby, or are you going to be a man that deals with setbacks and adversity by using the ability to respond? Are you going to be a responsible adult or a fucking little child? That's my challenge. That's what I want to know. And I want to know in the comments. Do you think that just giving up, sulking, moaning and bitching makes you a man? Because I can tell you it doesn't. The only thing that makes you a man is to say, okay, the world is shitting on me. The world doesn't care about me. Women hate me. Women are unreasonable and unfair and emotional and blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I choose to be the best man I can be and make the world a better place. My little corner of the world, the people I influence are going to get my divine masculine presence, my intelligence, my creativity, my innovation, my balls, my backbone, my heart, and my soul.
He is the one.
And if you are a man, a real man, a proper man, then you need to click the link in the description and join those of us who are doing exactly that. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.